Holy smokes, man. At this point, I might need 10 double espressos today with a little something extra inside, if you guys know what I mean, right? Every index in the U.S. stock market is dumping. Oil's up. The VIX is up 20%, all thanks to Tesla and Google, which, oh, lucky me, I own both of those stocks, which I still love them long term, but short term, guys, they're getting smoked. Tesla's down 14% right now, and Alphabet's down over 7%, and both of the companies had pretty good earnings, which we're going to dive deeper into them in this video and talk about why I still like the long-term opportunity and why I think the sell-off here is a little overblown, especially in Tesla stock, guys. We have a lot to cover, not just Tesla and Google, but the overall market, kind of where my head's at. Am I selling? Am I buying? Am I holding? We have a lot to talk about. Hit the like button, guys. Make sure to subscribe. Take a sip of your coffee. Cheers. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Let's talk. So it is about 11:30, almost noon on the East Coast, and again, everything's down. There are some stocks that are up, believe it or not. Micron's up, GLW's up, a couple other names, as CapEx for a lot of these tech companies is projected to go up, right? And CapEx for Google I think it got raised a little bit. We'll talk about that in a second. So Micron's running, certain other names are going up, but they're few and far in between today, guys. Few and far in between. So Google is down, again, 7%. Tesla's down over 14% as the S&P's down 1.4. The Qs are down 2.25. The Dow's down about 1%. Same with the Russell, as Brent crude oil is back over $100 a barrel, guys, up 7%. And the VIX is up 19% on the day, almost 20%, pushing 20 points for the first time here in a couple of weeks, right? I think we hit 20 back in the beginning of the month, or maybe the end of last month, about a month ago. Either way, man, what a day. What a day for the bears today, as again, I think we're seeing an overreaction to the downside on both of these earnings, man. Google and Tesla, to the point now where the Qs have gotten back to the bottom of this channel, which we've been testing time and time again over the last couple of weeks. You guys see it right here on the 4-hour. If I zoom in, you can see we saw the relief rally off the bottom of the channel. Now, well, it's continuing to play out like it has been. We got hit at the moving averages like it has been, right? Getting rejected. Now we're pushing back towards the bottom of the channel, and we're actually testing 690 on the Qs, which is a major multi-week support. And I got to be honest, guys, it looks like we have a descending triangle on the Qs. We're making lower highs into the support at 685, 690. I feel like there might be a little more downside by the looks of it in the very short term based on this descending triangle. And what gap could fill to the downside, you may ask, guys? Well, it might go down to 665, 670. That is in the cards. And look, I am a long-term investor. I trade too, but I'm also a long-term investor. I'm looking at this and I'm like, bring it on. I'm down. I'm ready. I'm ready to buy more on these stocks that are down, and I have cash to deploy. So if the Qs do go down another couple percentage points, 3-4%, I'm going to be buying the dip in certain stocks, continuing to add to my positions, chipping away at my positions. So before we dive deeper into overall, where the market's at, let me show you guys these stocks, man. Tesla is down a whopping 14% right now, which, oh, by the way, full disclosure, I bought more Tesla today at 333. Now it's at 321. So I didn't buy a ton at 333. I bought literally a couple shares, nothing crazy at all. And looking to add even more probably early next week. I'm going to wait till the dust settles, wait till that new fresh deposit hits on Monday. And, probably will buy more. At this point, it's just way too beaten up. You guys can see Tesla is down to a fresh 1-year low at this point. It's trading at the same level it was at back in August, July of last year. Literally, we lost a year's of gains just here in the last couple of weeks. It is insane how the stock's been trading, and you would think a bunch of bad news came out. That's not the case. Let me show you these numbers, and we talked about them yesterday, but let me run through the numbers quickly here for you guys. Revenue came in at $28.24 billion. It was up around 26% year over year. So this drop you're seeing, it's almost like, oh, Tesla, what, their revenue's going down, oh, is their business struggling? Not necessarily. 26% top line growth, that beat the estimates. It's the EPS that's freaking out investors. It's the cash flow, right? EPS came in at 33 cents. That missed the estimate, right? And it looks like net income was down 17% year over year. It came in at $1.2 billion. Okay, right? But that's short-term pain. The hit in profitability, they're actually revamping the business right now. They're in a transition phase, stopping production of the S and the X, turning these different factories into full-on, FSD, robo-taxi, robotics factories. This is hitting profitability, right? This is hitting free cash flow, and the automotive business is doing pretty well. Although gross margin came in a little under the expectation, that could be a reason why, the stock's getting hit as well. Automotive gross margin was at 16.3%. The street expected 18.7%. Margins were pressured by lower vehicle prices, discounts and incentives, introduction of lower price trims, and so forth. And cash flow, guys, cash flow. This is another big reason why they got hit. This is Tesla's first cash burn in more than 2 years, guys. Free cash flow came in at negative $1.1 billion, and quarterly CapEx is it came in at $5.8 billion. That more than doubled from the prior year. So free cash flow is getting hit. CapEx doubled. They missed profit or EPS. That came in well under the estimate. All of this combined is putting pressure on the stock. But you guys got to realize this is a transition phase for the business, and they're spending a ton on R&D, as they always do, right? R&D spending came in at $2.3 billion roughly, up around 50%. So they're investing heavily in full self-driving, obviously, cybercab, robo-taxi, Optimus humanoid robots, and we can see, look at this. Look at the growth when it comes to FSD and robo-taxis, guys. And let me pull up this 3-year chart to show you guys how the chart actually doesn't look too bad at all in this pullback. When in doubt, zoom out. We can see here, well, I can see, you can't see it, I'm reading it to you guys. FSD subscriptions increased approximately 56% year over year. They reached nearly 1.5 million global FSD subscribers, and the energy business did pretty well. Energy storage deployments, approximately 13.5 gigawatts here. Growth is being supported by AI data center demand, obviously, grid expansion, and so forth, which we've talked about a lot. And at this point, guys, I think the positives outweigh the concerns, in my personal opinion. At this point, again, the negative free cash flow is short term. The weak profitability is short term. And what outweighs that is the fact that FSD is growing like crazy, robo-taxi is expanding, right? Strong quarterly revenue. Automotive business is looking pretty good. 25% delivery growth, 26% top line growth for Tesla. Not bad at all. This flush is actually opening up an even bigger opportunity for the long-term investors. Now, if you're a short-term trader, this is not looking pretty, right? You're probably not loving this, but if you're a long-term investor, and in my opinion, honestly, if you're looking for a relief rally in the stock, now's not a bad time to get in. I think overall, this will get a relief rally once the dust actually settles. I think we're not going to be in the low 300s for long, right? I think we'll be back, back in the mid 300s fairly soon here. So you got long-term potential here and a trading opportunity if you believe in that relief rally, right? So for me, guys, look, I'm buying the dip. I added some at 333, not much. I brought the average cost down a little bit, and I'm looking to add even more come next week. maybe even tomorrow. I'm not looking to rush to add a bunch more, but I'm scaling in slowly here as the stock's getting just way too beaten up, in my opinion. And Google is one that I got a lot of questions on, guys. I got more questions on Google than Tesla, quite frankly. And I think Google, honestly, if you're looking for a safer play between, Tesla and Google, Google's probably the way to go. I'd pick Google if you want a safer, more maybe not safer, but a smoother ride. If you want a smoother ride, not as much volatility, right? Even though it's been quite all over the place recently, but longer term, I think Alphabet and Tesla, they're both going to do well, but Alphabet might be a smoother ride, if you will. You know what I mean? And their stock's now down. Alphabet about $80 a share from highs, about 22%, and they're trading, I think, now under 20 times trailing earnings, which is insane for the growth that Alphabet has to offer. And I'm not a financial advisor, guys, but I got a lot of questions regarding Alphabet. Is it a buy? Should I sell it? I think it's a buy. Quite frankly, if you're not in Alphabet, if you want to add more, it's not a bad time to get in. And look, even I'm looking to get more shares of Alphabet coming from somebody that is up well over 100% on the position right now, and I've been in the stock for a little bit. So even I'm looking to average up on my stock at this point. And their numbers were good, guys. Let me show you these numbers very quickly. Bear with me here for a second. By the way, guys, hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Hit that follow button if you're watching on Facebook. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. I appreciate you all for tuning in. So their revenue came in just under $120 billion. EPS diluted $9.11. That grew by about 300% year over year, and revenue grew 24% year over year as net income available to shareholders grew almost 300% year over year, primarily related to the unrealized gains on Alphabet's equity investments, including its SpaceX stake, and operating income was up 30% year over year, and Google services grew 15%, search and other revenue 17% growth. Advertising from YouTube grew about 13%, very strong growth, and Google subscriptions up 15% as cloud grew 82% year over year. Think about that, guys. Unfreaking believable. And it looks like the quarterly CapEx came in at $45 billion, and they're expecting even more spend, more CapEx, guys. The new 2026 CapEx forecast is around 195 to 205 billion, and the previous forecast was 180 to 190. So that's probably why certain names and memory, certain stocks are going up today, but it's obviously, few and far between, like I said earlier. And the spending is primarily going toward, as you guys can imagine, AI data centers, servers, and networking equipment, custom TPU chips, AI model training and inference, and expanding the global computing capacity overall, which, again, this is an investment for the long term. Now, do you believe that these investments will yield a big return on invested capital? That's the million-dollar question. If you do, you buy the stock. If you don't, you avoid the stock. It's simple as that, But overall, they crushed it, man, across the board for the most part, and the stock's being punished for it. It doesn't make sense. So for that reason, man, I am looking, again, to add more Google, but I'm way more inclined personally to add more Tesla just because of the structure of my current portfolio and the gains I'm seeing on, well, in this case, losses on Tesla. I'm down on Tesla now, guys. So for me, I much rather prioritize the stock that I'm down on, average down, which I still believe, obviously, in Tesla long term. I much rather buy Tesla than Google, which I'm up over 100% on at this point. Although I'm not opposed to adding some more Google as well. Either way, I think these stocks are being punished way too much. The Tesla one, I guess, makes a little more sense. Profitability is getting hit, free cash flow is getting nailed, but investors they're so short-term thinking, man. This is short-term pain for long-term gain. Do you really think Tesla's free cash flow is going to bleed every quarter now for quarter after quarter after quarter? No, it's not. It's spooking investors, but I think ultimately it's gonna get bought up. The stock will get bought up, and that's primarily what I'm buying right now. So yeah, crazy day, man, crazy day overall in the market. And days like today, honestly, the best thing you can do is literally nothing. I've said that before. I'll say it again. When stocks are getting nailed, the worst thing you can do is sell, panic, freak out, dump your positions, or make an irrational decision like going, I've seen people where the market's selling off, they sell their stocks and they go short, then the market rebounds. It's like, relax. Maybe the best thing you should do is nothing. Turn off your computer, stop watching this video, turn off your portfolio, close your portfolio, and just go on with your day, right? You don't want to make a bad decision on days like today. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. I thought we'd have more time to go over the indices, guys, but we kind of broke them down. I don't want to drag this video on too much. It's quite the day today, guys. So check out the link in the bio, in the comments as well, if you guys actually want to be a part of my private Discord community. We talk stocks all day. We bounce ideas off each other. And if you want to see my portfolio updates, my trades, real-time alerts, all that's on Patreon. Link down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stocksurfs.com/Patreon. And with that being said, guys, cheers. I'll see you all in the Patreon or in the next video.